show is Barbara's schedule and there's nothing there, is that it?
Correct, yeah,
Okay.
because I haven't ran a schedule for y'all yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you're gonna run it Thursday?
probably Wednesday or Thursday, yeah. But I won't make it, so I'll run it Wednesday or Thursday for November and December, but I won't make it live probably until, well, I might be able to make it live Thursday.
Is it a big deal to run it?
Nope, takes about 30 seconds.
And like I was telling them, if something comes up that they didn't foresee, then, you know, we can change it.
Yep, they can request a sub, so I'm gonna go through all of that here in a minute. All right, we ready to start? I think this is everyone. You ready, Mary? You're recording?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, I'm Taylor. I'm the Director of Liturgy, if you don't know me. I'm also AKA the guy that you just see running in circles around the church. So this is MinistrySchedulerPro. We've been using this for my liturgical ministries for a few months now, and it makes life so much easier because you cut out all the emailing. As far as, you know, back and forth, and it just makes life really simple. And it's going to make Mary's job nice and easy, because she just has to go in, check, and say, okay, we're good. So whenever so you can either use the web portal, or you can download the app on your phone. And so this is either way, whether you use the web portal or the app, this is going to be the first, should be the first. Let me confirm that on the app. Do two things at once. Okay, so on the web portal, the home screen is going to be the first thing you see. On the app on the phone, it's going to be My Schedule is the first thing that you're going to see. So from here, you can hit My Schedule, and it's going to show everything that you are scheduled for. We run the schedule 2 months at a time. So the next one that's coming up will be November and December, and that will also include all holy days of obligation that we have and Christmas. So if you know you're not going to be here December 8th, if you know you're not going to be here December 12th, or the 24th or the 25th, you can go ahead and input those as can't serve times. That way it doesn't automatically schedule you. Now, if you were to get assigned to a day that you cannot serve, from your My Schedule, you can hit Request Sub, and if you're on the phone, you just hit the day that you're needing a sub. So I'm scheduled as sacristan on the 8th. You'll hit Request Sub, and then what's going to happen is it's automatically going to send emails to everyone within your ministry saying that a sub has been requested. So let me bring it up here. So if you're a sound operator and you requested a sub, all the sound operators are going to receive an email saying that you've requested a sub. And once you get that email, you know, it's going to, I'm waiting for my phone to update so that I can show you all what it actually says, but it's going to say, you know, dear, your name, so-and-so has requested a sub on such and such date for this position. And next to it, it's going to have a blue hyperlink that says volunteer now. So you request you hit that blue hyperlink that says volunteer now, and it's automatically going to assign you to that position. And then, if you were the one to request, once it's accepted, it's going to send you an email and say, your sub request has been accepted, you are no longer assigned to this service. So until you get that email, you know your sub request hasn't been accepted. And you'll also know because anytime you request a sub, it will show, it should show, oh, maybe not. Oh wow, did someone already accept my request? That's crazy. Someone was waiting on the phone saying, I want to be Sackerson on Wednesday. So the important thing is with these emails, especially sub-request emails, they're going to come back to me as well. Don't reply to the email saying, oh, I can do it, because I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm going to look at it and go, okay, great. I'm going to reply back, okay, please hit the link to say volunteer now.
It would be good to let me know, since I'm over live stream and audio.
Right, yeah, and keep Mary, I don't know.
Because, I have to know if somebody can't make it on a certain day, I need to know if that spot has been filled or not.
Right.
So it won't automatically notify me.
Yes, it won't. So yeah, keep Mary in the loop as well. You, Mary, though, because you have web admin access, you can go in and look at the full schedule and be able to check that as well.
Okay.
To make sure that everything is filled.
Okay.
And I'll make sure, I'll help you with that too, and make sure that
It would
hey, I have a sub request, but no one has accepted it. So I'll keep you in the loop of that.
Well, I would probably just contact somebody that I think might be able to do it.
Right. Yeah, you could do that as well.
So once somebody accepts, does that just nullify everybody else's?
So yeah, that's a great question. So if you won't be notified if the sub is accepted, if it sends out 17 emails, it's not going to send out 17 emails saying it was accepted. What will happen is the next person that goes to hit volunteer now, it's going to pop up with a message that says, thank you for volunteering. The sub request has already been accepted. So you'll get that little error message, for lack of a better term, saying it's already been accepted. The other thing that you can do as well, if you look here in the top left, you can export your schedule to either your Google Calendar if you have a Google Calendar, or to your iCalendar or Outlook if you have an iPhone. That way, if you keep everything on your phone calendar, it will automatically export your schedule to that as well, so that you can check and see. Yes, sir.
When you export it, does it make updates? So for example, so today, I'm not serving, but I get a notification that somebody needs a sub. I accept it. Is it gonna just update in the app, or is it gonna update in the calendar as well?
That's a great question. Theoretically, I would say it should update to both, because the app should be constantly talking. If you have it automatically exporting, it should be a continuous.
If there was a setting.
Yeah, it should be a continuous talking to each other. So if you accept it and it's added to your schedule, it should automatically update to your phone calendar as well. And the other thing about this that's awesome as well, every Monday, it automatically will send an email reminding you if you're scheduled for the next Saturday or Sunday. So every Monday, it automatically sends those emails. And then also in, let me see, okay. Also, when you go under your profile, so here you can update, all your information. But here is the next part that I want to focus on. So one, you can click email me reminders, and then you can choose how many days before you want reminders. So for me, I get a reminder on Monday, and I get a reminder, if I'm scheduled on Thursday, then on Tuesday I'm getting another reminder saying, hey, in 2 days you're scheduled to serve. So, if you're like me and go, oh, okay, great, Monday, but by Saturday I'm gonna forget, then you can set a reminder for Thursday or Friday to give you that second reminder that you're scheduled. So also under your profile is where you can do your ministries and scheduling. So the service preferences, you're probably not gonna mess with too much. Unless, something, if okay, oh, you know what, I'm going to 10:30, but I'm wanting to switch to 12:30, then this is where you're going to do that. So you can add, and then it's going to list a drop down of all the masses that we have, and you can change that. And then if you need to remove one, then you'll highlight it and hit remove. And then this is important. Everyone should have this clicked, and I try and make sure as well, but you all also need to double check as well, to say schedule me only at these times, and make sure to have that checked, because if you don't and you're a Saturday and you don't have that checked, then it's going to schedule you wherever it sees it needs an opening. Because the thing about this program too is it automatically detects load and how many services you're being scheduled for, and tries to balance that. So if it sees someone that says, oh, I'm willing to be scheduled whenever, it's going to fill them in accordingly, so that, Barbara isn't always scheduled at, what do you do, 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
Okay, so, it doesn't always show, if, 4 weeks of Barbara, it's going to try and mix that in if someone doesn't have that clicked. So that, the schedule only at these times is important. Unless you don't care and you want to be scheduled at any time. We welcome that too. And then the other important part is this can't serve times, dates and times. So like you saw, you'll be getting the scheduling emails from me, only because it's just easier to send it out to all 200 and some people at once, versus, even with my coordinators, I send them out for everyone. That way, everyone got it and no one's getting double or anything like that. So usually mid-month, before the next scheduling cycle happens, is when I'll send out the email reminder saying, hey, just so you know, we're getting ready to schedule for, this date to this date. Please input your conflicts in by this date. I did it a little bit earlier this year or this month, because Father's going to Ireland, and I need him to look at the deacon schedule before he is on the plane and I can't reach him.
What about the people who want to, like JJ only wants to do 8 o'clock mass on the second and the fourth Sunday?
Great question. So, actually, let me.
So what I missed, Barbara?
Repeat and repeat.
He went over, yeah,
I have it in stock. Yeah.
So
So-
he's going over what's on your phone. It's showing me, showing my schedule right now.
Okay. Yeah, cause I went to, schedule, showed all the dates.
Right, that's what I'm showing too.
And then I went to the 19th at 12:30, cause I'm subbing. And I see
Yeah.
oppositions and they don't show anything about sound.
No, I noticed that too.
So, okay, this is how you do that. So this is how, if you want to only, let me go through the can't serve dates and times. So what you'll do when I ask for those conflicts, the first thing that it's gonna come up with is, I'm not available on the following date. So if you have one specific date, November 10th, you're gonna enter that in. But then if you do the drop down, you have different options. So you can say during the date range, so say you're gonna be gone for a week. You don't have to enter in every date individually. You can say I'm gonna be gone from October 6th through October the 16th. For a specific service, so say, you double up and you do the 5 p.m. and you do the 10:30, but you know that there's going to be a couple of weeks where you're not going to be available at the 10:30, then you can go and say, I'm not available Sunday at 10:30 from this date to this date. Then there's the option for a repeating pattern. So this is what JJ would use to answer that
I'll
question.
have to enter it for him.
Yeah, one of us will probably have to do that, but that's fine.
Okay.
Taylor, what drop-down window are you on right now?
So I am in this right here, the can't serve times, and I went to add. So if if you only like to serve the second and fourth weekends of the month, then what you would do is you're gonna say, I'm unavailable for a repeating pattern the first weekend of the month, and because you have 2 weekends that you're unavailable, you'll say okay and add another. You'll go back to a repeating pattern. You'll say the third, okay, and add another. And then because sometimes there's 5 weekends, you'll say the 5th. So now, under your can't serve times, it's always going to say, I'm unavailable the 1st, the 3rd, and 5th weekend of every month. So you'll never have to go in, every time I ask, you won't have to go in and input those specific dates, because you have a repeating pattern, it's going to remember that. Because as you can see, it does not auto-delete dates that you're unavailable. It still has when I was on vacation in May and in July and September. So anything that you input in there, it's going to continually save.
So it automatically knows what you're meaning to say is that I'm really available on the second and fourth weekends.
It automatically knows that, yeah.
Well,
By the process of
I
elimination.
know.
By a process. Yeah, it's automatically, so,
It's a negative process, yeah.
yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
So, Taylor, it looks like on mine, somebody already input the information that I was gonna do only 5 o'clock either the sound operator or the, so was this
Yes, so,
already put in?
yeah,
Did
Mary-
you put that in there?
I
Did I or
may,
did you?
I put in their emails.
Right.
I'm not sure if I may have
It's
put
showing
which,
that I prefer to serve,
I-
sanctuary and cameras.
Right, yeah,
I think I put
I
that
think
in.
Mary went in and
Okay,
she input all of your emails, and yeah, it had to have been you, cause I don't have access, I don't know any of that.
And how do we know which one we're doing? Because it's showing us, I'll either do the sound or the,
Yes.
Well, you have to put in the dates that you're not available.
Well, no, I think you're asking how will you know
yeah,
when,
which one?
which you're
Which one,
assigned.
live stream or-
So it's going to, if you have double,
Sound, like I went to
For this,
sound
all
this coming
positions, so
Sunday,
it shows.
and that's the
well,
day
so
we're
in
doing.
your,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah,
go
but I
to
don't
my
see sound
schedule,
listed.
All I
it's gonna
entered
show
so
you. So
far
like with
is
me,
your email
I'm only
and
sacristan,
the
so it's only gonna show
yeah,
sacristan, but
the,
for
uh,
you,
like which dates
it's
I
gonna
was in
balance between camera
but it-
and
you
sound.
didn't get caught
So
up
one
in
week you
the-
may be
See, once you
scheduled
put that
for
in,
sound,
he
and then
does
the next
like
week
he's
you may be
gonna
scheduled
run the
for camera.
program,
Okay.
And it's
which will
going
schedule
to,
November and December,
Okay.
and
let me give you a visual.
our group is not scheduled for.
Because
The
of the
last-
we will
services,
start
last
till,
time.
it
we won't
doesn't
start till
show
November,
the
I'm
sound
right.
operator or the
Right,
cameras.
Yeah,
So
he didn't do it
So,
for September,
if-
October.
If we're
for us.
looking at the
Got it.
visual, if you
'Cause
have
I
two
didn't get it in
ministries,
the meantime.
You're good.
so here, say I'm sacristan and Eucharistic minister. The system is gonna balance you between your two ministries. So here it might say sacristan, and then the next week it might say Eucharistic minister. So for you, it might say sound operator, and the next week camera. But right here in your schedule, it's always gonna show you what position you're scheduled for. And the mass. Here, if you want to print your schedule, you can print it if you want. This is what the full schedule looks like. I doubt any of y'all will ever want to look at this, because one, it's a lot of information, and I mean, unless you're just really curious, like
That's all the ministries.
that's everyone from
A to Z.
priests, deacon, lectors, greeters, Eucharistic ministers, that's everyone.
Can it narrow it down to just sound operators?
That's
And
that's the my schedule.
We're not listed under
Yeah.
services right now, though.
No, I haven't added you, so before I run the schedule.
I got your information in too late.
Oh,
He had
okay.
already run the
Yeah.
program.
Yeah,
for
I had already
September,
run it
October.
for September and October, and
Okay.
I tried to input it, and it just, I just sit there and twiddle my thumbs when I'm here in the office.
Yeah, it's true. That's all you got.
Yeah. So,
But I think what Mary was asking was, in the full schedule, if she just wants to see the sound operators for a weekend, would she be able to whittle it down just
No.
to sound?
no, there's no drop down per ministry.
So that only gives each person his own schedule.
No, this
Well, that's
gives
full,
the
So you
full
can see
schedule
everything.
for every weekend, for every position, for every liturgical ministry that there is.
Yeah, but that small section up above there is just for you.
But yes, the my schedule
Yeah.
is just for you. Now, Mary, you're going to have a different because you're a web admin. So because you're a web admin, you're going to be able to go in and see the different schedules. The full schedules, but it'll be easier for you because you can just scroll down by day and just scroll to the bottom or wherever it puts it, and it's going to list who it is. But they don't have that
And-
view.
Can she print that,
Yes.
her,
Yes, you should be able to, anything, all the schedules you should be able to print.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you should be able to print them.
is that it?
That's it. It's really, I know it seems like a lot of information, but it's really, really simple. Questions, comments?
So I have a couple of things when I was looking at the service preferences. So it's a preference for 12:30 mass for sound,
Mm-hmm.
and then the only time to do the video is at 5:30 on
Right.
Saturday.
Right.
So my question is there any way to make sure you aren't scheduled for Saturday and Sunday
And Sunday,
in two ministries? So if I'm in multiple ministries, do you have a
so
way
what
of-
I would, for you, what I would do, because it's not gonna do, it's not gonna differentiate,
Okay.
because it's 2 different days.
Yep.
Because I have altar servers who are also lectors, and guess what? One mass sometimes 10:30 they're serving at altar servers, and then it shows them again for lectors at 12:30, or the same thing in the same weekend they're scheduled at 5, and then they're scheduled at 10:30. So for you, what I would do is to kind of make that flow. I would go in. Let's see, is it my profile? Okay, so for you, what I would do is I would say I would like to be scheduled at the Wednesday 12 p.m. daily mass, but just as, and then I only have one ministry,
Right,
but
right.
it will
Okay.
let you choose. Or what you could do as well is you can, in the can't serve times, do a repeating pattern and say, I'm not available the first weekend of the month as camera operator or live stream. Then, so you can kind of curate your schedule in the unavailability to say, okay, this week, the first weekend of the month I'm not available on Saturday. The first and third weekends of the month I'm not available on Saturday. So then it knows, okay, second and fourth, I know to put him here on Sundays. You can kind of manipulate it that way. So you could say, you would have to do it in reverse. So you would have to do, I'm not available first and third Saturdays for live stream, and then I'm not available second and fourth for sound. That way it will know, okay, this is the pattern that I need to do for him.
Are you scheduling for funerals also, or doesn't do that, or, no?
That's
Well, maybe.
probably not
So,
feasible.
Okay.
well,
'Cause we
it
don't
could,
get
it
enough-
could
we
be
don't-
actually.
Cause we don't get enough,
Notice.
notice,
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to stick that in.
Well,
Yeah,
I
and
did it
he's
for the
already run
funerals
the-
last week, or whenever we had 2. Was it last
Uh-huh.
week? Or the week before? Anyway,
Or-
I did. We had enough notice that I put them in MSP, and then I assigned.
Yeah, but for both of those, we had like 2 weeks notice. That was-
Right. So what I'm saying is for funerals, if I do have enough notice, we could do that, and you might see an extra service pop up for that, or I could text Mary and say, hey, we have a funeral coming up. Go ahead and plug someone in. We have a funeral in a week on Tuesday at 10:30. I already have the scheduled in MSP. Go ahead and go add someone in there. So it might be to answer that question, it might be a mixable, because if
I
it's
think it-
Monday and they want it the next Thursday, then yeah, it's just gonna be the old-fashioned way. Hey, who's available? But I am trying to do that at least with my altar servers for funerals. That if I know enough in advance, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there, only because it helps me remember to schedule someone, so that I'm not going, because this has happened the morning of, Ray, wake up, I need you right now.
We've had a few sound operator scares too.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if we have enough notice of a funeral, then we can put them in MSP ahead of time. So then you can get that email reminder of, oh, hey, yeah, I'm scheduled. So expect maybe a mix of both.
So
For
I'm
that.
a web administrator, so can I, if I see there's a funeral, can I put it in
Yes,
there?
you should have
Can I
should have the control
actually
to actually input someone in.
input, okay.
Yeah, you should have that access as a web admin.
I have a question to piggyback on what Tim mentioned earlier. So, he selects negatively when he's not going to be available for either of those ministries, but then, if an opening, if somebody can't make it and we need a sub, does that automatically pass him over?
It's might. No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't?
It shouldn't. But what you could always do, and what a lot of ministers do is they just kind of come to the full schedules. And they just browse to see what's open. Because you'll see in the full schedule sub requested.
Okay.
And if it's your ministry, then you can hit volunteer now.
Does she get notified if there's a sub requested?
I don't think so. I think it only notifies me.
Can you add her?
Hmm?
Can you add her?
I don't think I'm able to add her to that because the only email that anything goes to is to me.
Oh.
Not even to like my other coordinators do those go to. But I told her I would be in contact with Mary just to make sure hey, okay, I see that there's something open here. No one's volunteered for it. Can you send a message out to get someone for it?
What about if you're out?
What do you mean? Oh, like if I'm
Like if you're
out? What do you mean? I'm never
Shut
out.
up. You've been on vacation 3 times.
Truth be told.
Well, I mean, it's great, but
So
there
I mean,
needs to be a contingency
yes,
plan
but-
for that.
but I mean, you know me. Even when I'm out, I'm still checking, and even when I'm out, I'm checking MSP on my phone to
Okay.
make sure that we have coverage. So even in that case, unless I'm in Europe with no Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't be able to check. But then I hand it over to you and say,
Well, I'd
Go-
rather
go
know
to-
than not.
yeah, go to my computer and check. No,
When-
but I
when
mean even
When I look back there and I don't see a person sitting at that console and it's 10 minutes of 5, my heart goes pity pat,
Yeah.
and not in the way that you want it to.
right, exactly. So, but yeah, that's I'm good about checking that even when I'm off on Saturdays. Same thing. Before a couple of hours, I'm on MSP and I'm checking, making sure everything is covered. So
I'm gonna have to go meet a Boy Scout to for the
nice.
for the lawn stuff. But I want to say thank you all so very much for what you do for our community. The Sound Operator Ministry has been in existence since we opened this church in 2002. But one person did it for, how many years did Tim do it? Till Father Hilberto got here.
Yeah, I
He
guess
did it
about
that whole time.
5 or 10
He
years.
did.
I don't
He
know.
did 3 masses a weekend, and Charlie Calderon did the 12:30 for all that time as well. So I know it can be very frustrating because we've been there, done that. I want to thank you though for it. It just it's so important that what you're doing is so important, and also want to let you know that several months ago, someone purchased for us a little I'm gonna say it's like a 2-way radio. okay? Because sometimes things happen, or I don't get to tell you something's gonna happen, or you don't get to tell me something's happening to you, back there. And we're going to engage those soon, I hope, and get it, and probably just individually, or have some trainings on certain nights, not maybe like all at once. The second thing is we've gotta also get into gear with the, assistive listening. Eileen's done some work on that. She knows probably the most about it,
Well, and
in-
I
of
would say
anyone in
that
this
the
room.
biggest thing with that is that you have to find the sweet spot of where to be in the building, and then we have the issue about if we have headphones, do they check out the headphones, but then we warn them, and so then really they should bring their own, and then you can check out the sound box, but you don't have the right headphones. And traveling and having, my husband's hard of hearing, so having him wearing hearing aids, other places have access, there's two, and they're escaping my brain at the moment, but there are two different apps you can put on your phone.
Well,
when
supposedly
you
this
have-
has an app. Supposedly this has
Oh,
an
really?
app.
Well, that would be probably the best way to
Okay.
tell people and make signs that if you wear hearing aids,
Uh-huh.
use your hearing aids, and the app, most newer hearing aids will connect right to an app on your phone, and then
Okay.
you can connect to the sound app in the building,
Right.
and that would be better than the boxes that we have for anyone that's got a real severe hearing loss.
Well, we need to get on that because you're going to hear more about trying to help the folks that are less fortunate than we are with their health and their hearing. And so anyway, that's
Can I
something to
ask
look-
you a question real quick, Dorothy? On the Cantor mic,
Yeah,
could we put one of those mics on it that flips on and off?
yes, we can do that.
And that way, the person on the soundboard wouldn't have to watch for somebody to come up to it.
Mhm.
We could just leave it on, and the person who's gonna talk just flips it on.
I'll tell you, the whole time I've been doing it, I've just left it on.
Yeah,
Left
They
it
don't
on.
it's not really all that
if
sensitive.
somebody has to flip something, they're not gonna flip it.
Yeah, so.
We do.
Some people will, Glenn's right, some people won't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think
So
the
it's
only.
just, I mean, we leave it on.
You just leave it
and
on?
you usually-
Well, if you start hearing a ringing,
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna say, I think
probably
the
where
only-
it's coming
I
from,
think
so
the
all
only
you do is just
issue
back
we
off,
have
Yeah, yeah.
back off the volume, and then when the canter steps up, or
We turn it off.
announcements or
Just
whatever,
leave it
then you
there.
just
Yeah.
bring it back up.
The other thing is that soundboard,
Uh,
the, whatever you call that, the soundboard, the mixer,
At church,
yeah,
inside,
does have the ability to work on like a laptop or a iPad or something like that.
mhm.
So you can control, if you had to, worst case scenario, if you have Wi-Fi within the church,
Mhm.
you could run it from right there at that where you're singing from.
Okay.
So it may take some
You're looking
configuration
at-
to do it,
And
but
it's technically,
but I'm just
you
saying
know,
if you can slide, yeah, you can.
I'd
you
probably have it all screaming.
Can, yeah, you can mute or unmute, and you can flip the
True.
things up and down. That's,
True.
I mean,
Yep.
in a pinch, that's what you'd have to do. So, or
Mm.
what you could do. So.
Well, that's a good point, Tim, and I guess we can deal with that, but again, I thank you, and we'll get our heads together on those other things.
just remember, with technology, nothing can go wrong.
That's right.
Yeah,
Nothing.
guaranteed, yes. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Taylor.
No problem.
And Mary, thank you.
All right, any other questions?
Maybe you said it and I don't remember, you're scheduling 2 months out.
2
So
months
is
at a
there, is
time.
it like the 15th of the month before, like, should we be looking at our calendars like now and like by the 15th, make sure all our requests are right for
Yes,
those
so
next 2 months,
typically,
or?
yeah, so I'll have, typically it's mid-month. This month is a little bit different because I need Father to look at the deacon's schedule before he leaves for Ireland on Tuesday. But typically I'll send it out
You'll
around
give us a
the end
warning
of the
email
month.
to say.
Yeah, you'll get an email and it will say, we've now come to the time to schedule
Schedule
for November 1st
Okay.
through December 31st. Please input your dates by October 8th. So this one, for this month, it's by tomorrow, which is, or Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, which is why I wanted to have the training tonight to give you all an opportunity. But yeah, usually I say, you know, make sure you have all your dates by about the 15th. In that way, the 16th, 17th, there's about, I can run the schedule that way. I try and give at least a week or two leeway to see your schedule so that you can go, oh, oops, I forgot about this date. And you can, it gives a chance for someone to request a sub and accept a sub request.
So try to get them in by Wednesday.
Yes, try and get them in by Wednesday. You know, I always say by 5 p.m., but if I'm being honest, I'm not going to run it until Thursday, so if you get them in at midnight, you'll be fine. So, all right.
Thank you, Katie.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yes.